You've heard of Zeus. You've heard of Odin. But what about the gods lurking in the shadows? The ones ancient people feared, whispered about, and maybe sacrificed a few things too. Let's talk about the ones they didn't put in Disney movies. Because today on Myth Whisper, we're diving into the deities you've probably never heard of. Unless your grandma was a necromancer, your cousin runs a cult, or your history teacher had a thing for the weird. Let's begin with the boss witch herself, Hecate, the Greek goddess of magic. Ghosts, necromancy, moonlight, doorways, and basically the entire supernatural department. She was like the CEO of witchcraft with her own underworld Uber route. Before pop culture gave us magical girl squads, goth queens, or spellcasters on TikTok, there was her triple form, torch-wielding, dog-accompanied Hecate, the original moonlit menace. She could walk between realms like it was her weekend getaway. Living, dead, spirit world. She navigated it all like she was just running errands. And if you were wondering, yes, she had dogs, not just pets. These were ghost-sniffing, witch-hunting, magical German shepherds. Need to cross into the underworld? Hecate had torches. Need protection at your front door? Hecate invented the magical ring cam. Need help in your witchy glow-up? Hecate trained all the top-tier Greek witches, Circe, Medea, the works. And yet, she wasn't just a shadow queen. In one of her earliest appearances in the Homeric hymn to Demeter, she's the only one who hears Persephone's cries when Hades drags her to the underworld. 10 days later, torches blazing, Hecate leads Demeter to the truth. From that moment on, she becomes Persephone's underworld companion, like your best friend walking you home in the dark, but way more epic. Next up, let's travel to the Aztec Empire. Blood glory and a hummingbird god of war. His name? Huitzilopochtli. Yeah, try spelling that without pulling a muscle in your tongue. This guy was born for battle, literally. He didn't exit the womb like a normal baby. No. He burst out of his mother's body mid-attack, fully armored, armed with a fire serpent spear, and ready to slaughter his 400 siblings. And he did. That's how the Aztec god of war entered the scene. Blood, screams, family drama. He makes Zeus look like a mildly annoying roommate. And after death, if you were a warrior or a woman who died in childbirth, you didn't go to some boring paradise. You flew beside Huitzilopochtli for 4 years, fighting in celestial battles, then reincarnated as a hummingbird. Yeah, the most adorable murder bird on earth. So next time one buzzes past your head, maybe say thanks. All right, deep breath. Because it's about to get awkward. Enter Priapus, the god of fertility, gardens, and let's just say excess anatomy. The Greeks gave him a permanent curse. A comically enormous, eternally erect, that. He was supposed to be a god of abundance, but his statue scared off more than just crows. Born from Aphrodite and possibly Hermes, Dionysus or Pan, he was cursed by Hera out of sheer jealousy. Even his mum ditched him. But he made a comeback as the world's weirdest scarecrow. Ancient gardens, vineyards, even households had Priapus statues. Why? Because nothing says, "Don't steal my grapes," like being stared down by a divine lawn ornament packing way too much. Fertility energy. Thankfully, when Christianity took over, they quietly retired Priapus to history's maybe don't mention him at dinner list. Except for that one time someone named a medical condition after him. Yeah, priapism. Look it up. Or don't. Okay, palate cleanser. Let's talk about a goddess who didn't cause chaos. Hestia, the Greek goddess of the hearth. She didn't turn into animals or smite mortals for fun. She just wanted your soup to stay warm, your family not to argue, and your house to be a sanctuary. She's the goddess of home, of peace, of let's all calm down before Zeus throws another lightning bolt. She refused marriage proposals from both Apollo and Poseidon because she had better things to do, like not setting herself on fire with their drama. She didn't need temples. Every hearth in ancient Greece was her temple. People gave her the first sip of wine, the first bite of food, and their sincerest gratitude. Hestia wasn't famous because she didn't crave fame. She was the quiet fire that kept everything else from burning down. But we're not done. Because there's one pantheon even history books forget, the Eurasian gods. These deities came from an ancient kingdom in what is now eastern Turkey. So old, they make the Roman Empire look like a new app launch. You've got Haldi, the war god who stood on lions like rollerblades. Tesheba, the storm god who wielded an axe of destiny and probably got invited to every thunder party. And Arubani, the humble goddess of fertility, who may or may not be a proto-version of Armenian deities. They had power, cities, armies, temples, and then they vanished. When the Medes conquered Urartu in the 6th century BCE, their gods were buried in dust and silence. Their stories lost, their worship gone. But you're here now, listening, remembering. Because the forgotten gods don't really die, not as long as someone still speaks their names. So whether it's the witch queen Hecate, the warbird Huitzilopochtli, the ridiculous fertility statue Priapus, the cozy flame of Hestia, or the mysterious pantheon of Urartu, they're all whispering, waiting. And now, you've heard them? This is Myth Whisper. Thanks for listening. Hit subscribe if you're into forgotten gods, weird myths, and the stories that live in the shadows. Let me know who I should resurrect next. Until then, stay mythic.